In this video, you will learn a lot of vocabulary and expressions that native speakers use so that you can feel more confident about your English. We will continue the series with my conversations with real people in Los Angeles. In this video, you will meet Isaiah and you will listen to him describe his job. He works at an exclusive gym in Los Angeles called Equinox. I'm excited to teach you the expressions and the vocabulary that he was using. I want you to be able to express yourself the same way. Plus, we will practice fast and reduced speech. You will learn a lot in this video. Isaiah is a model. He has done a lot of modeling where you're required to have a very fit body. He's also a personal trainer. He helps other models develop the same type of body that is needed for their profession. Let's listen to the first part of my conversation with Isaiah, and then we will analyze some vocabulary and some expressions that he used, and I will give you some other sample sentences so that you can see how these expressions and these words are used in other contexts. All right, let's listen to the first part, and then I will come back. What do you do?
I'm a personal trainer at Equinox and a model.
Tell me about your job as a personal trainer.
With personal training, I am in charge of bettering people, or at least I like to think so. I like to help people improve themselves and push past the limits that they thought they were actually at. I mostly specialize in athletic conditioning and just physique maintenance for models and actors.
Tell me about physique maintenance.
Physique maintenance is basically, for models, they have to usually uphold a certain bodily image, and I have become very familiar with the diet that's usually incorporated with that, and also the workouts that kind of build your body. You are the workouts you do. So if you're doing certain exercises, you're going to look a certain way. And my specialty is just pinpointing those exercises that help you to have that model-esque physique.
What does a model-esque physique look like?
Kind of a slim, lean build. Not too slim as to the point where you look like you're anorexic, but also not too bulked up to the point where you look like you're a bodybuilder. So it's kind of the fine line where there's definition, but you also don't look unhealthy.
How do we pronounce this article? Is it a or a? That's a common question. Actually, there are two ways to pronounce it. Let's listen to the way Isaiah said them.
I'm a personal trainer at Equinox and a model.
Isaiah said, I'm a personal trainer and a model. He said a personal trainer and he said a model. Why can we say it both ways? We generally use a for fast speech and a for slower speech, or when we need time to think. For example, I would like a Coke. But if we already know what we would like, we can say it like this. I'd like a Coke. I'd like a Coke. We just say Let's repeat those two. I'd like a Coke. I'd like a Coke. Let's listen to the way Isaiah used the word bettering.
With personal training, I am in charge of bettering people.
You know the adjective better, right? But he added an ing to it. He said bettering. Isaiah said, with personal training, I'm in charge of bettering people. To better means to improve or to surpass a previous level of achievement. To improve your situation or to improve your life. To better. And you can use it with an ing in the continuous form or in the past tense, bettered. You can say, I'm always trying to better myself. Or the workers took evening classes in order to better themselves. Let's learn the pronunciation of this word. A lot of my students have a hard time pronouncing it. Let's listen to the way Isaiah said it.
I mostly specialize in athletic conditioning and just physique maintenance for models and actors.
Isaiah said physique maintenance for models and actors. First, let's say the verb form of this word, maintain. We have two A sounds, A, maintain. But the noun form of this word is pronounced quite differently. The T is held. I'll say it slowly first. Maintenance, maintenance. Let's repeat both words now. Maintain, maintenance. Maintain, Maintenance. We can say the maintenance costs of that car are high. Do you know the meaning of the word physique? Let's listen to the way Isaiah used it.
Physique maintenance is basically, for models, they have to usually uphold a certain bodily image.
A physique is the form or structure of a person's body. Don't confuse it with the word physics. Listen, physics, physique. The syllable stress is different. In physique, it's the last syllable. We can say, he has a swimmer's physique. Or, she doesn't have the physique to be a ballet dancer. You can also say a powerful physique or a beautiful physique. And that simply means a beautiful body. So now, let's say those two words together. Physique maintenance. Maintaining your body. Physique maintenance. Let's listen to the way Isaiah used the verb to uphold.
Physique maintenance is basically, for models, they have to usually uphold a certain bodily image.
Isaiah said physique maintenance is basically for models. They have to usually uphold a certain bodily image. To uphold means to keep, to maintain, to keep from deteriorating. We can say, we want to uphold traditional values. We can also use uphold like this, to uphold justice, or to uphold the law. And in this case, to uphold a personal body image means making sure that your body continues to look a certain way. And of course, actors and models really need to be careful about that. Do you know the meaning of the verb to pinpoint? Let's listen to the way Isaiah used it.
And my specialty is just pinpointing those exercises that help you to have that model-esque physique.
Isaiah said, and my specialty is just pinpointing those exercises. To pinpoint means to locate exactly. We can say, it's difficult to pinpoint the cause of the problem. Or, they're trying to pinpoint the exact location. This is a pin, so this is a pinpoint. A suffix is something that goes at the end of the word. Isaiah used the suffix esque. He said model-esque. Let's listen.
And my specialty is just pinpointing those exercises that help you to have that model-esque physique.
Isaiah said, my specialty is pinpointing those exact exercises that will help you have that model-esque physique. We add the suffix esque to mean like, or similar to, or resembling, or in the style of. We commonly say picturesque or statuesque. Picturesque means beautiful, like a picture. We can say, we visited a small picturesque village. That's such a picturesque view. So model-esque would mean like a model, similar to a model. Let's listen to the way Isaiah said slim, lean build. What does a model-esque physique look like?
Kind of a slim, lean build.
I asked Isaiah, what does a model-esque physique look like? And he said, kind of a slim, lean build. Build is the size and shape of someone's body. We can say, he's of medium build. And that means he's not tall and he's not short. He's of medium build. Or he has an athletic build. We often say it like this, he's well built, or she's well built. And that means the person has a nice body. And lean means without fat or with very little fat. For example, we can say lean beef, lean meat. We can say a lean body. So a lean build is a body with not much fat on it. I would like to get more lean. Let's listen to the way Isaiah used bulked up.
But also not too bulked up to the point where you look like you're a bodybuilder.
Isaiah said, but also not too bulked up to the point where you look like you're a bodybuilder. If someone is bulked up, they have a lot of big muscles. A bodybuilder is bulked up. I'd like to lift weights, but I don't want to get too bulked up. You can also say bulky. I don't want to get bulky. Same thing. Let's listen to the way Isaiah used the expression fine line.
So it's kind of the fine line where there's definition, but you also don't look unhealthy.
Isaiah said, so it's kind of the fine line where there's definition, but also you don't look unhealthy. A fine line is a very small difference between two things we often say there is a fine line between. For example, we can say there is a fine line between ambition and greed. There's a fine line between showing your skill and appearing arrogant. I'm sure you know the meaning of the word definition. But let's listen to how Isaiah used definition. It's probably different from the meaning that you're familiar with.
So it's kind of the fine line where there's definition, but you also don't look unhealthy.
Definition means developed muscles with low body fat. We can say, my trainer taught me how to increase muscle definition. What should I eat for muscle definition? We can also say defined muscles. He has defined muscles. He has defined abs. Let's listen to the next part of my conversation with Isaiah. I ask him if it's difficult to reach the goal of having a lot of muscle definition. And then after that, I will come back and I will teach you more expressions and vocabulary that he was using. I assume it's a lot of hard work to attain that.
I mean, it's tedious. I definitely, some days I question it, and I'm always, sometimes think about eating an entirety of a dozen donuts, but then I think about the fact that I came here for a reason, and I also feel better when I don't do things like eat a dozen donuts. Like, trust me, if I could eat them and feel outstanding the next day, I would. But there's just a lot that goes into keeping the body tip-top shape. It is very tedious, like I said, and it requires discipline.
What is required? How many days a week does one need to be in the gym in order to have that model physique?
I'd say anywhere between 4 and 5. If you have an exceptional diet and you really won't revert from that, then maybe 3, 4.
And what is the ideal diet?
Ideal diet is just knowing how many calories you're burning a day and staying in a healthy amount of eating enough, but also not overeating, and eating when you're actually hungry. A lot of people, they tend to just eat when they're bored or just eat because they think they need to eat. But your body will tell you when you're hungry. And when it does, that's when you eat. Eat a nice portion meal and then go about your day.
Do you avoid sugar and pasta?
No.
Yeah?
I eat pasta almost every night. And,
do you really?
Yeah. And sugar, I have a sweet tooth. Like I said, it's not a dozen donuts, but it's a donut or two.
And then if you eat a lot of sugar, do you have to get on the treadmill to burn out calories?
I do make a conscious note that if I am going to indulge in sugar eating and just eat a lot, then the next morning I do make up for it. I go to the gym for 2 hours, and it's not the treadmill per se, but it is a very intense workout.
I read about guys who are on the cover of fitness magazines that they have to prepare themselves, and it's not realistic to live that way. If you're required to have a flat washboard stomach with a lot of definition, is there a preparation, and then after the shoot is over, you can go back to eating differently?
So as long as I'm not throwing a curveball at my body, it maintains everything.
So tell me a little bit more about your typical clients.
My typical clients, as of right now, are people who are, and I don't say this to try to seem like that guy, but clients that want to look more like me, they say. That's literally like their point they bring up. They're like, all right, I want to look more like you, have the tone build, have the model build. Let's
listen to how I use the verb to attain. I assume it's a lot of hard work to attain that. I said to Isaiah, I assume it's a lot of hard work to attain that. To attain means to achieve. I would like to attain my goals. It's an attainable goal, or it's unattainable. It's not possible to reach the goal. Do you know the meaning of the adjective tedious? Let's listen to the way Isaiah used it.
I mean, it's tedious.
Isaiah said that going to the gym and exercising can be tedious. If something is tedious, it's boring, especially if it's repetitive, something you have to do again and again, the same thing. For example, you can say, my job is very tedious. Working as an accountant can be tedious. Let's listen to the way Isaiah pronounced eat them. He didn't say eat them, he said eat 'em. Let's listen.
Trust me, if I could eat them and feel outstanding the next day, I would.
Isaiah said, if I could eat 'em. The common contraction for them is Instead of I know them, we can say I know 'em. Instead of I like them, what can we say? I like 'em. I like 'em. I talk to them. I talk to 'em. I talk to 'em. I met them. You say it. I met 'em. Do you use the adjective outstanding? Let's listen to Isaiah.
Trust me, if I could eat them and feel outstanding the next day, I would.
Isaiah said, trust me, if I could eat 'em and feel outstanding the next day, I would. Outstanding means excellent, amazing, superior. You did an outstanding job on that presentation. He's an outstanding athlete. That performance was good, but not outstanding. So next time you want to say very good or excellent, you can use outstanding instead. How do you feel? I feel outstanding. That's a stronger way to say I feel great. I feel outstanding. Let's listen to the way Isaiah said a lot that goes into.
There's just a lot that goes into keeping the body tip-top shape.
Isaiah said there's a lot that goes into keeping the body in tip-top shape. A lot goes into it means a lot of work is required. A lot of effort is required. There are a lot of parts to it. It's not simple. We can say a lot goes into running a successful restaurant. Or there's a lot that goes into planning a vacation. Do you know the meaning of tip-top? Let's listen to the way Isaiah said tip-top shape.
There's just a lot that goes into keeping the body tip-top shape.
Isaiah said there's a lot that goes into keeping the body in tip-top shape. If something is tip-top, it's excellent. It's perfect. It's the very best. I try to keep in tip-top shape by working out every day. This car is used, but it's in tip-top condition. Let's listen to the way Isaiah used anywhere between.
I'd say anywhere between 4 and 5.
I asked Isaiah how many times per week a person would need to go to the gym to have that type of body. And he said anywhere between 4 and 5. We can say, how old do you think he is? Anywhere between 27 and 32. How much are apartments in this area? It varies. Anywhere between $2,000 and $3,000 per month. Let's listen to the way Isaiah used the expression, go about your day.
Eat a nice portioned meal and then go about your day.
He said, eat a nice portioned meal and then go about your day. To go about your day means to do something that you would normally do, in your usual way. To continue your day as normal. To live your life how you always live it. We can say, when you finish helping me, you can go about your day. Don't worry about it anymore. Just go about your day. Let's listen to the way some other people used it.
You wake up and you go about your day.
It liberates you to just go about your day and be human, to be yourself.
Do you have a sweet tooth? Do you know what that means? Let's listen to the way Isaiah used it.
I have a sweet tooth, like I said. It's not a dozen donuts, but it's...
Isaiah said, I have a sweet tooth. It's not a dozen donuts, but it's a donut or two. To have a sweet tooth is to have a strong desire for sweet food, food with sugar. You can say, I have a sweet tooth. I can't say no to ice cream. Or the opposite. I don't have much of a sweet tooth. Let's listen to how Isaiah used the verb to indulge.
If I am going to indulge in sugar eating and just eat a lot, then the next morning I do make up for it.
We say to indulge in. Isaiah said, if I'm going to indulge in sugar eating. To indulge in something is to allow yourself to enjoy the pleasure of something. For example, we can say, we occasionally indulge in a glass of wine. Or, you shouldn't indulge in gossip. Let's listen to the way Isaiah used the expression to make up for something.
Then the next morning I do make up for it.
Isaiah said, the next morning I do make up for it. So when he eats sweet food the night before, he exercises the next day, and that's how he makes up for it. To make up for something means to compensate for something bad with something good. I'm sorry I broke your glasses. I'll make up for it by buying you a new pair. How can I make up for it? I'm sorry I can't be at your birthday party. I'll make up for it by taking you out to dinner next week. Do you know what a washboard stomach is? Let's listen to the way I used it. If you're required to have a flat washboard stomach, this is a washboard. If you have a washboard stomach, you have strong stomach muscles and low body fat. Like in this picture of Isaiah. That's called a washboard stomach. Let's listen to the way Isaiah used the expression to throw a curveball.
So as long as I'm not throwing a curveball at my body, it maintains everything.
He said, so as long as I'm not throwing a curveball at my body, it maintains everything. To throw someone a curveball means to surprise someone by doing something unexpected, or to present a new challenge. For example, we can say, we had plans to go to New York, but when you said you wanted to go to Florida instead, you threw me a curveball. Or we can say, the weather threw us a curveball when it started snowing in May. It was a complete surprise. It was unexpected. So if you throw your body a curveball, maybe you do something different. Maybe you eat more, or you stop exercising. We can say, at the last minute, you threw me a curveball. This expression is pretty new. I've been hearing it lately. It's that guy. Let's listen to the way Isaiah used it.
I don't say this to try to seem like that guy, but clients that want to look more like me, they say.
Isaiah said, I don't say this to try to seem like that guy, but clients that want to look more like me. People say, don't be that guy, or I don't want to be that guy. That guy is a man behaving badly, or somebody nobody likes because of the way he's behaving. Don't be that guy. Isaiah was explaining that a lot of his clients say, I want to have a body like yours, but he was a little uncomfortable saying that because he doesn't want to seem like that guy. Let's listen to toned build.
They're like, all right, I want to look more like you, have the tone build, have the model build.
Isaiah said people say they want to look more like him. They want to have that toned build, to have the model build. A toned build is a body that has low fat and strong muscles. It's the same as to have definition. We can also say to be toned. Wow, you're getting really toned. I need to start going to the gym because I'd like to get toned. In the next part, Isaiah talks about how much money personal trainers make and the trend of women looking a certain way. Do you know what trend I'm talking about? Let's listen to Isaiah and then I will come back. What are the rates generally for personal trainers in Los Angeles?
Usually, if you want a good personal trainer, I start off at about $100 an hour. The more expensive, like known trainers, they're usually $300 an hour.
Really?
And then the celebrity trainers, they're like anywhere from $500 to $1,000 an hour.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
What can that celebrity trainer do for $1,000?
People are like, oh yeah, he helps millions of people, so he must be able to help me. Yeah, this guy, he goes to the gym that I live right behind, the Equinox over there, and he goes by the name Booty King, and it's hilarious. He must charge an insane amount because I saw his car in the front valet service, and I was like, yeah, he's a personal trainer? Okay, must be making a lot.
Interesting. Can you explain to the viewers what booty means?
Booty, your glutes, right back here. He's the Booty King. He's the king of it. I guess he's really known for just building people's glutes, getting them some cakes.
Cakes. And that's the trend these days, to have nice glutes.
Yeah, literally. That's pretty much the number one request I get from any female client is like they want to grow their glutes.
Really?
Yeah, grow their glutes and tone up without getting big, which it's not how that works. I think the biggest thing with women in the gym is they don't like the idea of lifting weights because they think they're just going to get all big, but that's not how it works.
Look at the word rates. Let's listen to the way I used it. What are the rates generally for personal trainers in Los Angeles? I asked Isaiah, what are the rates for personal trainers in Los Angeles? And that means, what is the cost? How much does it cost? Usually this is used for somebody's services. We can say, what is the lawyer's hourly rate? And that means, how much does it cost per hour? Let's learn the expression to go by.
He goes by the name Booty King, and it's hilarious. He must charge an insane amount because I saw his car in the front valet service.
Isaiah said he goes by the name Booty King. If we say he goes by, that means that's what he is called. He uses that name. For example, we can say his name is Robert, but he goes by Bobby. Do you know the meaning of the word booty? That's a slang word. Let's listen to Isaiah.
Booty, your glutes, right back here. He's the Booty King.
Booty is a slang word for buttocks. Let's listen to how some other people used it.
Is my booty.
You really want to stick your booty out so your knees are not going in front of your toes.
We can say booty, but if you're in the gym, you can say glutes. I would like to exercise my glute muscles, my glutes. We can say, that exercise is good for your glute muscles, or it's good for your glutes. Let's listen to the way Isaiah said he must charge an insane amount.
He must charge an insane amount because I saw his car in the front valet service.
$1 million for that small house? That's an insane amount of money. That's insane. Let's listen to the way Isaiah said, I saw his car. He didn't say his, he reduced it.
He must charge an insane amount because I saw his car in the front valet service.
Isaiah said, I saw his car. Let's practice that. Instead of saying, I know his brother, we can say what? I know his brother. I know his brother. How about, is that his car? Is that his car? Is that his car? How about, I have his number? You reduce it. I have his number. I have his number. And one more. Where is his office? Let's reduce it. Where's his office? Where's his office? Keep listening to native speakers. And if you have friends who are native speakers, don't be afraid to ask them questions. If they used an expression and you have never heard it before, don't be shy. Ask them to explain it to you. And of course, if you're watching American films and TV shows, take notes. You can always pause, write the expression or the new word, and then look it up. And then make your own sentence and say the sentence out loud. That way, you're much more likely to remember the new expression. Thanks for watching and keep practicing your English. To get the 2 courses, the American Accent course and the 400 advanced words you must know for fluent English, go to accurateenglish.com.